After the lunch break, Cassie gets back on the stand and her testimony gets really graphic, so major trigger warning. She talks about how Sean had the final say on her career and her appearance, and that James Cruz managed her, but was doing so with one hand tied behind his back. Everything had to go through Sean. She said he regularly made comments about her appearance, telling her that she looked too Mexican, her hair looked bad, or her nails needed to be a certain way. Some days he wanted her to look really sexy, and some days he wanted her to look like a tomboy. He was very involved in her appearance and what she wore. During freak offs, her nails had to be white or French manicured. She says her self worth took a hit during the entire relationship. She says Sean would lash out by taking her electronics, cars, and other possessions. He would take the car away, the house, jewelry. The physical things didn't matter. I just wanted his approval. She testified that he had guns in safes in multiple homes in his New York, Los Angeles, Miami, and New Jersey homes. These safes also contained cash, jewelry, and videotapes. She even testified about one of the times that her and Sean were in the middle of a freak off, and someone told him that Suge Knight was close by at a diner in LA, and how he got dressed, packed up, and they all headed to go look for Suge Knight. She talked about Sean's voyeurism fantasy, where he described it as a fantasy he had where he would want to see her having intercourse with another man while he watched. She says she agreed to do these things because she didn't want to upset him. I loved him. I didn't want him to think I thought anything bad of him. She says, I felt pretty horrible about myself. I felt disgusting. I felt humiliated. I didn't have the words to show how horrible I felt. I couldn't talk to anyone about it. She recalled drinking alcohol and taking ecstasy rugs the first time having intercourse with a sex worker for Sean's entertainment. I was so high, I didn't feel much. Did this really happen to me? I didn't know what was going to happen after that, if we were going to do it more frequently. I said yes to more. I didn't want to make him upset or angry. Cassie says she did everything to stay in his good graces. I didn't want him to be upset or not trust me. He was a scary person and he would get violent. She said the freak offs happened in all the homes and hotels. They go into detail about the baby oil being used at the freak offs. Sean wanted it heated and he wanted it to be glistening, so we applied it every 5 minutes. There was a pool filled with baby oil during a freak off in Beverly Hills. If Sean wanted it to happen, that's what was going to happen. There was no way around it. We used 10 bottles of baby oil, regular size. Cassie said she was expected to participate in freak offs even when it was that time of the month, resulting in blood getting all over the furniture. Cassie says that Sean had an escort urinate on her during an encounter because it was a turn on for him. Sean also participated in the urinating. I just felt humiliating. It was disgusting. It was too much. I choked. I didn't want to be doing that. I was in a position I couldn't easily get out of. I eventually put my hands up. Sean saw and told him to stop. I was choking. There was too much urine in my mouth. Sean urinated on me at the same time. Cassie had to use several websites to find escorts across the country. Some of the pages they used were Craigslist, Backpage, and Service Cowboys for Angels. She would show Sean the photos if he was interested. He would tell her. If not, he would say no, ask for someone else. But he always had to approve the escort. Cassie said she would question the legality of the escorts online, and Sean would ask to see them to see if they were cops. They said that the workers were paid anywhere between 1,500 to 6,000. She testified that to get through the freak offs, she would use marijuana, ketamine, or shrooms, whatever rugs were available. She says, I couldn't imagine myself doing any of that without having some sort of buffer. She said there were times where she became ill and Sean would tell her to keep going. She said I would actually vomit, and when I got sick during a freak off, he would encourage me to get up and continue on with it. They asked her, "What would you do after an escort finished on you?" She said, "Sean would usually want me to put it on his body in the next room. Did you do that?" "Yes." "Where?" "Usually on his nipples." Remember, this trial is not being televised. Make sure you're following me. I will be posting updates daily.